What's the craziest way your hamster died? I was removing a whole pile of stickers off of my snowboard. To get the sticky residue off, I used copious amounts of nail polish remover. Partway through the job, I looked up and noticed that my hamster was clinging to the ceiling of his cage, and then he let go and fell to the bottom. He was dead. I was oblivious to the fumes that I was exposing him to. I was a young teenager. One hamster escaped its cage, and our dog bit it, didn't eat it though. It was my sister's that died, so a friend and I put it back in the cage with the other hamster to make it look like it died naturally. The other hamster ate its face to the bone that night. Not specifically mine, but in preschool, we had a class hamster. Every weekend someone was allowed to take it home. A girl won the draw for the week and took the hamster home. Apparently, she let him out of the cage in their living room, and their family dog immediately ran over and ate him alive in front of their whole family. My first was killed when my little brother, approximate 4, supervised by me approximate 10 because my mom couldn't be bothered to supervise us, threw it back into its cage. I begged to take it to the vet, which my mom assured me we would do in the morning. Alabama didn't survive the night. When I finally recovered from that loss, I got another hamster. Her food was packed up in our move, and my parents neither helped me find the food we had packed, nor did they purchase new food from the store. I fed, he found it curled up in a ball in its food dish on Christmas Eve. I was 8 years old. Bowl had food in it and he was well loved. I have no clue what happened to him, but it messed up Christmas Eve for a while. Mine loved to run and literally ran itself to death in its hamster wheel. My hamster was quickly hunted down and eaten by our cat despite specific measures to keep that from happening. A schoolmate of mine once tried to create a hamster elevator with her sister that consisted of them tying a string around him, his neck, and lowering him over the banister to the downstairs. He lasted for exactly one trial. Chewed through bar and impaled itself. My sister got one for her 5th birthday. She wanted to show it our yard, so she brought it outside, set it down, then forgot about it until later. Surprisingly, it was never to be found again. Grimacing face. Had it for not even a week. It never ate anything from the moment I got it, and just died. Named him Gandhi on day one cause he wouldn't eat anything. About 10 years ago we got Hammy. He was cute. One day Hammy escaped his cage. We couldn't find him anywhere. After about a week we figured one of our cats probably got him. Approximately 6 months later I'm standing in my kitchen and hear something coming from the furnace ducked by my feet. It was freaking Hammy. We all went crazy. I got a cardboard box and taped a towel down inside of it and fished it down the ductwork. Out crawls Hammy. No way. He was a little skinny but otherwise fine. So back. Not mine, but a friend's hamster swallowed a magnet and got stuck to a metal vent behind a cabinet. Sad face. My hamster escaped his cage, and my mom accidentally vacuumed him up a week later. We thought he was just really good at hide and seek till we emptied the canister. Still traumatized TBH, rip little dude. Not a hamster, but a mouse. I once owned 2 mice and a ferret at the same time. There was a miscommunication in the household one day. While the mouse cage was being cleaned, both the mice were temporarily put in the empty bathtub, empty as in no water. Someone else let the ferret out of its cage at the same time. I was 12 years old and discovered a massacre in the bathtub, disappointed face. Escaped from his cage and hid behind the washing machine. My mom reached for him. He bit her finger and she reflexively jerked her arm back. Unfortunately, poor Fufu was still clamped on. He released mid-arc, sailed across the room, and hit the wall hard enough to send him to hamster heaven. R.I.P. Fufu. I had 2 hamsters until I came home from school to find one of them gruesomely eating the other one. Covered in blood, eating the intestines of the other one. Absolute horror show. I was maybe 10, 11?
It was traumatizing.
Well, SHE didn't die, but she literally ate all of her children. My first pet at 5 years old. So excited to build its cage with accessories. Pet store employees tell my parents hamsters love playing in toilet paper tubes as a free toy. I tell my new hamster goodnight. I wake the next morning and find him split open at the gut because it ate its fill of the paper tube and the paper expanded as it became more hydrated. I cried and cried. Loudly crying face. Old age. She had been bald for a year. She appeared to have awful arthritis. Local vets would not look at or euthanize pocket pets. Not a hamster, but my pet hedgehog was inside the sleeper sofa when my roommate's brother opened it up and broke her back. So,
Yeah.
my neighbor spiked it like a football in my fucking driveway. R.I.P. Zoe. He was running around in his little plastic hamster ball and got stuck between two vacuum cords on the carpet. He cooked in the sunshine. I had made a wooden cage which it chewed through in about a week. One night it escaped and ran over my face while I was asleep. In a panic, I grabbed it and threw it across the room. Buried it the next day. Watched her die. She was old, so it was definitely coming. I thought she was behaving a bit weird, but then it clicked and I knew what was happening. She was buried in my garden. That's how all pets should die, from their old age, not some of the genuinely abusive and irresponsible shit most people say their hamsters died from. I can't believe this many people had hamsters.